Hello and welcome to the first ever live episode of Life After the Locker Room with me, Mike Ireland, and
Jeff Garside.
Jeffrey Garside, an old mate of mine again. This time, just not a full-blown American footballer. These are basketball as well. So, Life After the Locker Room, the whole point of this series is we talk to people that have kind of had to retire from football or chosen to retire, but whatever the reason is they've been part of something, a sport or a profession, and now they're not doing it anymore, and we want to capture their story as to why they're not and the life that they've built for themselves afterwards. So, Jeffrey, how are you?
Hello, sir.
Hello. So, like I say, normally, the first 4 episodes have been purely American football.
Yeah.
You started with a different sport.
I did.
Basketball.
I did indeed.
How did you get into that?
At school, I wasn't sport at all until sort of the age of 13 or 14. Started doing different sports at school. My dad used to drop me off to school early. He had to be at work. His office was across the creek from where I went to school.
Oh, right, okay.
And so he would have to be at work for 8 a.m. So he would drop me off at 8.
Where was that? Where were you living?
In Plymouth, Denport High School for Boys.
Oh, nice.
So I got to the point where I used to take a football in the mornings and I'd go in the gym and just start throwing at the hoop. When we started doing basketball, I thought, I would quite like that. And one of the teachers caught me in there one morning and he's like, I've got no problem with you being in here. It was Martin Moon, actually. He's still good friends with him today. And he said, but let me show you a few bits. And he'd show me every couple of weeks, he'd come in and check on me. And he'd show me something different. And then when it came to the tryouts for the school team, he's like, I want you to be involved. I want you to get involved. And I never looked back.
All right. It is worth noting. How tall are you, Jeff?
I'm 6'6".
6'6". So you're built for basketball.
I'm average, yeah.
Although I know in the NBA they're all like into 7-8 foot, something stupid like that.
Yeah, 6'6" is about an average height in basketball.
That's fair, but yeah. So Mr. Moon,
Martin Moon,
Moon, he was the first guy that got into it.
One of the single biggest influences as far as basketball is concerned. I had 2 PE teachers, Martin Moon and Graham Heyman, who are both amazing, and they both over the that was second year of secondary school. I started playing through my sort of second, third, fourth, fifth. Between the 2 of them, they coached each year.
Nice.
And helped me develop. And then I had the opportunity to play a bit of local league. When I was 16, I went to a basketball camp up in Chester with the Chester Jets.
Hey, that's well.
Exactly. And had a really good time. Went back the second year and got the MVP of the camp.
Good lad.
And the prize for which was an all-expenses-paid trip to go to America to basketball camp.
Oh, wow.
So for my 18th birthday, I was in New York City. With the coach, Ed Dempsey, who, again, I'm still very good friends with today.
Oh, mate.
Stayed with him and his family for 3 weeks and did 2 basketball camps. And then just went from there, came back from there to Plymouth and got invited to go and train with the Raiders, the Plymouth team.
You're still with them now,
and I'm back involved with them again now
nice.
for a few years. Played for the Raiders, or involved with the Raiders for 4, 5, 6 years. Played for the second team for many years. Played a lot of local league basketball. And then sort of culminating with playing National League till I moved here in 2005. So I moved to Newquay in 2005.
Sunny Cornwall.
And then I was retiring. I came down here, didn't start afresh, wasn't going to play basketball, wasn't going to play football.
How old were you at 2005 though?
30.
So how come you sort of retired then? What was
just because I came down here? There was the basketball down here was very it was like 10 years behind everything up in Plymouth, and always has been a little bit behind down here. But within about 6 weeks of living here, I got approached by guys I know, Carl and Pete, who were heavily involved with the Cornwall basketball.
So there is basketball here?
There was basketball here. There was a local league, and they were just in the process of trying to start a National League side.
All right,
and they said, would you like to come and be involved? Come and help with a bit of coaching.
Why
so
not?
I was like, well, I've got nothing else on. Why not? And then within 6 weeks, I was assistant coach and playing. And then I eventually became head coach of Cornwall.
So what brought you down here? How come you moved here?
I was working at a club in Plymouth.
Yeah.
The club down here, we had an opportunity to open a club down here. Had a friend, Craig, who worked at the police station here.
Oh, yeah.
He was a custody officer, and he had a room in his house that happened to be rented at the same time. I was going through a divorce, and everything fell in place for me to move here. My day job, I could have been based anywhere in Devon or Cornwall, because I was a field engineer. So everything fell in place for me to come and work a summer down here.
Not? So fair play. So how were you, how was it emotionally to give up basketball? Because obviously that's been massive. It's been through school, you've gone to America, you've done all that.
As I say, I got back involved with Cornwall. Then I was involved with local league here literally till 4 or 5 years. I was chair of the local league for quite a few years. And then I with job roles and everything getting busier, I took a bit of a back seat, and I was still running out a bit with the guys at Newquay, and still keeping my hand in doing a bit of coaching with them.
Did you know there was a club to come to here, though?
No.
All right.
No, I knew there was a Cornwall League, and I knew it was really behind the Plymouth League. But the fact they were starting a National League team, that really kind of heightened my interest to be involved. I mean, we were, we did all right. We had 2 or 3 good seasons in the National League, Division 3, and we were competitive. We had some good players. We had a, we never finished top of the league, but we were top half of the league each season.
Can't argue with that.
And then we lacked funding and we lacked players. Everybody could make the home games, but we were struggling to get players for away games.
That's always the problem with Cornwall. Like, it's mass. That's the thing, is it's so spread out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got, like Plymouth, the population density it's okay.
Exactly.
But if you've got someone coming up, all the way from Penzance to play in Newquay, that's a 45-hour drive anyway.
Yeah. And then when we've got to play at Brighton for an away game,
you're an hour away anyway to come up here. Then it's
an hour and a half to Exeter before we've even got sort of over that way.
We're feeling that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. Is I moved obviously from the northwest, from Chester down here.
Yeah,
and I knew if I just go on the M62 or the M56 or the M6, I could get most places. Yeah, a couple hours. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's an hour just to start your journey from here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But even living in Plymouth, we always thought that 45 minutes to Exeter was a long drive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas now it's an hour and a half to Exeter.
So you played, you did well.
I played, coached. Then the National League sort of died out. Involved with the local league for a bit, but the local league down here I found frustrating because of the level, the standards. After playing at a high level, trying to get it down here and be consistent. And also down here, there were 1 or 2 very good teams, and the rest of the teams were marginally. There's a big margin between the teams.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, Newquay and Penzance were really the 2 teams that really dominated down here for quite a while. Weybridge to a point.
They had a basketball.
Weybridge ended up coming to Newquay, most of them anyway.
Oh right. Okay.
So
because Weybridge is only tiny, really, isn't it?
But there were a few ex-National League players that moved to Weybridge. Guys like Nathan Hayes, who I played with at Plymouth, he moved to Weybridge, and John Richards, who now plays down here, moved up there. So guys that had played National League at a decent level and that could compete and make decent sides.
Oh, right, okay.
And obviously we were also fortunate there was a lot of Americans down here as well at the base, which always helped us to the sides. So Newquay always had a strong side. St Morgan at some point had a team which was just full of Americans. So made a lot of good contacts through that as well.
And if I remember rightly, you've told me the basketball gym at St Morgan, RAF St Morgan. Well, it was the American base side of it, was pretty badass.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
amazing.
Best gym on this side of Exeter.
Yeah,
literally sprung-loaded wooden floor. Compared with the concrete floors you play on a lot of the gyms down here.
Yeah.
Which as you get older and the knees start taking the beating, you kind of appreciate more having like the better gyms, the better floors.
Because that's the thing, is a lot of people. Because I mean, obviously, I just all I think of with basketball, and this is the part of my ignorance thing. I know football, I know American football, I know rugby, but I never knew an awful lot of basketball apart from like the little on the courts but it's just a constant bleep test. So your knees.
It's not too bad because it's not so much the endurance, because stop-start with whistles.
Yeah.
But it's the impact, the high up and down on the knees, and it's up and down. Every offense is 1 or 2, 3 jumps. You know what I mean? So,
brutal.
But and then I also through the basketball, I was training up at the sports centre one Sunday, and I saw a group of lads running around the field at the sports centre. Now I played American football as a junior for Plymouth. With the Commodores back when I was like 13, 14, 15. Yeah.
And they know very much no longer.
No. They did pretty well. They grew from where we started to a decent side. And I believe some of the guys that we know, people like Nate Coates and Joe Bishop and a few of the others, they all played for the Commodores at some point growing up. But I got to a point where I was playing football and basketball as a junior. But my basketball at that point was I was making huge progress in the basketball, and I was half the size I was now. I was skinny as a whippet.
We will stick a photo of young Jeffrey in there. I only know him as this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
was lean.
Yeah.
Very lean. I was like a golf club, literally, big feet and just extremely skinny.
So that was Newquay Sports Centre.
Yeah, and I was a group of guys running around the field, and it turned out that one of those guys was Nathan Coates.
Oh right.
Who we all know.
Famous
referee. Yeah. But Nate, I knew through Plymouth. I worked with him at EE in Plymouth. I was a technical engineer, advisor at EE at one point. He worked up there.
All right.
So he said, "Oh, what are you doing there?" I said, "I live down here now." And he said, Coach Brian Smallworth was there, and they said, well, "What are you doing next Sunday? Why don't you bring some football boots up and have a run around? We're starting a team." So I came up and brought my boots up, and this is when they were just about to play their first. Literally, I think it was a week or two before they played their first affiliation game.
No, so you were there from the start.
So I didn't play. I didn't play the first game away, and I want to say it was away at somewhere in the Lincoln.
The Bombers.
Lincoln Bombers. I think it was.
Nice.
It was I think it was Lincoln they played, and I didn't travel to that game because I literally had only just joined and hadn't been registered. And then our second game, affiliate game, was away at Reading, and I played that one, and I played every game for Cornwall since.
So that's called back when they were the Cornish Sharks.
That was when it's the Cornish Sharks. That was in 2005, 2006.
Right, that's when I started. Well, yeah, that's frightening. Crikey.
So, but at that point, I was 30.
I was 23.
Yeah. So I started playing adult football really at the age of 30. And then played obviously 20 odd years, 21 years.
So yeah, I mean, so if you were with the Sharks,
yes,
all the way through, I mean, they were a good side.
When we started out, we were.
Side.
You got to remember when we started out, there were about 150 to 200 Americans at RAF St Morgan.
And you, oh right, how many of them did you get?
About 15 of them.
No way.
So we had about 15 of them playing for us from the word go.
That's fantastic.
And obviously having that many Americans involved, you made you a very strong. We made the playoffs our first year. We did really well. And some of the players were really, really good players. We had some really good running backs, some really good receivers.
Yeah.
Can
imagine. It's like a cheat code, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
I've played with Americans; they have no fear.
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
It's like I'm coming through you, and it is how it is.
That's it.
Like, whoa.
And then obviously Brian, through his connections, would always get an American or two that wanted to come over, and he would bring a few Americans over. Back when you could have players come in and just sign on and play.
Yeah. The good old bad old days.
Yeah. So he would have an occasional. But that would be great for the community because that player would come in and do some coaching and get guys interested and help develop new players coming up through.
Yep.
So Brian did a really good job growing it, and bringing people on board and developing what was going on down here.
So I mean, you nearly you made the playoffs. Were there any other big bowl runs or?
We got to the semi-final a couple of times. We lost to Norwich one year, and they went on to win it. And then we lost to, I think we lost to Bristol one year. Back off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. We had a pretty decent few seasons, and then obviously once the Americans left, we were still strong because we had a lot of experience. A lot of guys had learned from the Americans, but it was then trying to develop guys from scratch and bring it up through to Darren Brooks took control of the junior prep setup, and they did really well. They got to a national final, won a national final, so they did really well with the juniors. Yeah. And then quite a few of those lads then stepped up to play senior ball with the Sharks.
Nice.
Yeah.
So have you? I mean, I know you as an offensive lineman, a fellow offensive lineman. Have you always been O-line? Or?
I have. Yeah. The last couple of years with Sharks, I did have a little stint at D-line, but it wasn't for me. I'm O-line through and through.
That's the thing. We know where we are and what we're good at.
Yeah.
So getting in the way of people, ruining people's days. That's it.
Being a lump.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously you're massively part of the. I mean, when we went to Vegas, you knew everybody.
Yeah.
You're in the MLFR Minor League Football Review. I remember. Yeah. Hall of Fame.
I am indeed.
How did you get into that? Was that Brian?
Yeah, well, it was Brian and Coach Bob Shaw, who God bless his soul, probably another huge influence on me. Coach Shaw with the offensive line work that he did with us. He brought a group of guys down that joined us. People like Matt Henderson, Ewan McGrath, Brian Jelly, and Russ Bagby. They all came and played for Sharks for a number of years. And under the guidance of Brian Jelly, again took me under his wing. Albert Case, those guys come on board, and we coached Bob coaching. We had a really good British O-line.
Nice.
But they were going out to a game in Miami in 2008, and myself and Brian were going to go along. Initially, we were just going to go for the holiday. We were literally going to go support it, get involved. And it was Coach Shaw who said, no. He said, if you're coming, you bring your shoulder pads and helmet, and you can train.
Really?
He said, I'm not having you out there and not involved in it. So, yeah, it was a little bit like rabbit in headlights. So I still vividly recall the first day at practice. Must have been knocked on my ass, clean knocked on my ass about 3 times.
Who was that for?
That was for them. That was for the Nationals.
Right, that was the team that we eventually
played. Yeah. Oh. So, and some of the guys that still play for the Nationals now played in that game back in 2008. Rob Escobel played at that point, and he was coaching the D-backs. So, and that's how I met Rob Escobel. So who will come back to it, I'm sure, a bit later. But yeah, so I went out in 2008, trained for 2 days, and then they were like, right, so you guys are playing on Saturday.
What?
It was literally like what? And so myself and Brian kitted up. We played. We ended up with an 8-8 draw on our first game in the Sunshine
So
Bowl.
a score and a 2-pointer?
It was a score and a safety for both teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So it was a hell of a game. We had a couple of our Americans played. Reggie played. One of our Americans who played for Sharks played, and a few of the other guys. It was a good event, and that got me hooked. You know what I mean? Once you've been once.
Yeah.
And the thing is with the group out there is once you go out there and you meet the guys, if you integrate, you make friends, and which I'm a pretty social butterfly anyway.
No
so
kidding.
I make friends
Everyone
very
knows
easily.
Big Daddy Jeff.
And they said, oh, you know, if we get any other games, we'll let you know. And then the next thing I know, I had a call. Next game was in Vegas. Then I went to Texas. I went to Palm Springs.
Wow.
And then obviously Vegas, I think I've done 10 times now. And wherever games popped up, you get phone calls. Do you want to come and play? Dallas. You want to go to Dallas and play a game? Yeah.
So you played in Dallas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we played in Dallas.
Is this all through Rob?
And it was a lot of it was through Dick Zeus. Again, go rust his hole.
What a name, by the way, Dick Zeus.
He was like the head man for MLFR football.
In fact, yeah, I think Levy mentioned
he was an immense influence. He was a very good people person. He got a lot of people involved, and he ran events. And obviously, off the back of it, different guys had different games. So there was a guy named Coach Tiny Lee who lives up in Indiana.
Coach
Tiny Lee, Tiny Lee. He's not tiny. He's a big fella.
I was going to say tiny.
He's big.
He's only going to be massive,
larger than life sort of character. And
right,
he had a game. He organised a game in Vegas with an international All Stars. He said, "Do you want to go and play for that?" Played in that, which was great. And then Rob Esquivel said, "Look, I run Team Colorado, and we play in the same weekends." He said, "But our guys, you probably integrate and play a bit more with our guys." He said, "You're playing here, but our guys, you'll definitely play a lot more minutes."
Okay.
And he said, "But there's nothing to stop you playing both games. So play for Colorado and then play for the Nationals," which was great when they were on separate days.
Oh.
But then they started putting them on the same day, so playing back-to-back games on the same day. So train with Colorado, and they had 2 days training. The guys are just unbelievable. What a great bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Coaches all the way from Rob all the way down to the players. Got some great players, some great people. People like Crosby, Levy.
I was going to say,
you know, all those guys. Brad. Then there's a lot of guys that haven't come over here that would love to, but they just haven't got their ass in gear to do it. You know, to be honest, they was I want to come over, but you know, all those guys, and you go back and like with Team Colorado, we go back every year, and it's 60% of the team every year is the same team.
Nice.
So you build it. I've got the O-line guys like Fred Boeing, I'm really good friends with, and we speak all year round. And it's just like I say, football's a community, and football is a family.
Yeah.
And we get to know people. When you build these relationships, they're lifelong relationships.
Yeah. And the problem is for any Americans that come this way, it's hard to sell Britain.
Yeah.
You just go with America. For us, it's a novelty. It's where our sport is based, and it's all the fun of it. And you like that. And you say, you know, we get a couple of them over, but it's a hard sell to say, hey, come over here. We've got rain.
Yeah.
What else have you got? Fields. We've got those. A royal family.
Yeah.
You know, we don't.
Castles is the big one.
Is it?
Castles.
Most of
the guys that have come over have been off the back of their wives wanting to go and explore castles.
Why not?
You know, Levy has, Steve and Steph have, definitely. You know, they're really.
Suppose they don't have that history.
They don't have that history. That's right.
Oh,
exactly.
Well, there you go. I should work for the UK Tourist Board, and so should Jeffrey. In fact, Jeffrey's the one. Oh, it's fine. See our castles. We've got plenty of them.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, I mean, you've been playing there. You did all that, and you were still doing with the what eventually became the Monarchs.
Yes.
And then
so I was myself and Laura and Joss. We were kind of the founding members, along with Rich Atkinson. We set the Monarchs up. I mean, when Brian and Sharon stepped away, we stepped to the fold and tried to get something started and build it up. We did a pretty good job recruiting and got on the road to head in the right direction.
Yeah.
And as I say, things didn't work out, should we say?
Safe political answer.
Yeah, I think that's a safe way to do it. And I stepped away. And at that point, obviously, I was talking to yourself. We'd met.
Yeah.
You invited me to come to Dublin.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hadn't been enjoying football. I mean, the last 2 or 3 years, it was a grind. I just wasn't. I was going. I was turning up. I was older, bigger. I wasn't playing as well as I wanted to. People weren't giving me respect. I wasn't getting the time. Like, there were certain things that were being overlooked. And you said go to Dublin, and I thought, why not? A bit of a giggle. You sold it to me with
these guys.
Yeah, bless them. You sold it to me that it's a bit of football, a bit of fun, and a jolly on the beers. And I was like, well, that's all I need to hear. We went out to Dublin and went out with no preconceived conceptions whatsoever. Went out with a totally open mind. Met Drew, met the Bennings and the Nick Tilsbury, who all literally from day one made you feel welcome.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is what we do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Trained, had a good time training, social. Met a few of the guys on the social.
And that training was in the middle of nowhere.
Literally, it was a whole, little.
I remember
literally a field.
When they said it's here, and then you can either park this way or that way, but it doesn't matter. It's still a half an hour walk to get to the pitch. I was like, okay,
I thought that was just sort of endurance training.
That was your warm up.
Yeah, literally. I was. So anyway, we went off. We did the training. Played the next day. Obviously, we had a really good game. We played well. We won, which wasn't. We don't go expecting to win. We want to win, but we don't expect to win. We had a really good day out. We won the game. I went back to the hotel, straight in the bar, had a beer. Before I even went back to my room, went to get changed. My missus says, "What's wrong with you?" What do you mean? She said, "Well, what's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing. Why?" She's like, "I haven't seen you this happy after football in a long time."
Nice.
And I said, "Well, I actually had a really nice day out. I actually really enjoyed the football. I've made some really good friends, and actually just felt that was part of it from day one."
Nice.
And that laid the foundations really for my involvement with Sealand. Obviously being the kingpin and being the Yoda of Sealand is.
What was it? Someone's good, a kind dictator.
Yeah.
Someone said, it's Mike is dad, but he's horrible, but he's nice with it. I'm like, okay.
You go after what you want, and you get what you want, and you run it well. So fair dues to yourself.
I do need that. But, so that was Dublin,
and then we went on to
Montpellier.
Absolutely fantastic.
Where are you with domestic football at this point?
I was at that point. I think I'd stepped away at that point. I don't think I was doing anything.
Because then the Vanguard.
And then I had a phone call.
Who was it? Was it
from Josh? Josh Tactor. But who we go back many years. I know Josh from socially as well as football. And he said, "Look, I'm starting a team in Plymouth. Fancy coming up and just helping us with the tryouts and the training?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? Give it a giggle." So went up. It was a rainy, horrible Sunday in Plymouth. Yep. And I went there, like 50 odd guys there on day one. And I was like, the eyebrows went up, and it was like, hang on a minute, this looks like this,
Yeah.
And then he explained that he had like 25 guys that couldn't make it today that'll be in the next couple of weeks. And I was like, okay.
Josh is a monster when it comes to recruiting people and organisation.
Absolutely.
He's just a freak.
I think Josh has been posted away this year. I think we've missed that. I think we've missed that, honestly. I think we've done well, but I think we've missed
he's just a whirlwind of activity.
Absolutely. He doesn't stop.
Yeah.
I mean, even while he's been away serving, he's still been, you've seen him on social media and everything. He's so active on what he does.
When we say he's been away with the Navy. He's not in jail.
Yeah.
Don't we know? He might be. Who knows? It's Josh. He's a man of mystery.
Hey, I give him one thing. He's put his heart into it. Heart and soul.
But that's it. It's been massive because I mean, I turned up in their affiliate season, the tail end of it, and I was like, it's like you guys have been going for years.
Yeah.
You know, Britball teams normally start slow.
Yep.
They get 15 lads that play both ways. They have a bit of a ding dong, and either they build on it or they fold.
Yep.
And they flame out. But it seems like the Vanguard have kind of recruited well and they've done really well. So you were in amongst all that sort of stuff.
So got on board. Then obviously Laura was on board. It was Josh, Laura, and myself who were all really kind of key parts of setting the Monarchs up.
Yeah.
And we all were all on board. We all came in with the same ideas of what we liked and what we wanted to do moving forward. Obviously, I wasn't involved with the actual running of the Vanguard. I just came on purely as the help coaching side of stuff. But obviously, I spoke to Josh a lot, and he was respecting my input, and Laura as well.
You've been there and done it.
Helped them wherever I could. Helped to see whatever I could to set it up. But that first affiliate season, when you've got 50, 60 guys turning up for an away game,
It was wild.
And 60, 70 guys turning up for a home game. It's hard, it's hard, but it's amazing. What an atmosphere!
Yeah, oh yeah, and that's the thing is it was amazing to watch. They were cracking. You seemed to enjoy it, and it was really well run.
Yeah, and so initially I was like I wouldn't commit to anything, and then I said I would commit to helping out as best I can. Josh said that, do you want to take on a role? I was like, don't want to take on a role because I can't fully. I work a nightclub job,
which is where we are now, exactly. In sunny Newquay and Sailors in the booth.
So I couldn't fully 100% commit to taking on a positional role, but I said I'll help out wherever I can. Obviously, Si took on coaching the O-line, and I've been helping him as best I can and trying to advise and help, and then help Mark as best I can with sort of the offensive. Sort of not coordination, but coordinating players and making sure players know what they're doing, where they've got to be, and what they've got to do. Obviously, we've gone into this season. We started afresh. First game of the season playing Cornwall, which was.
So, are you still playing now?
No,
domestic.
I had to retire about 2 years ago.
Right. Did you play in Montpellier? I can't remember.
No, I had a knee operation just before we went to Montpellier.
Right, and then the next game after
that. So I was in recuperation for that, and I was due to be playing in the next game after that, which was the...
I should know this because I was there. Was it Madrid? Guadalajara.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was in the...
That was September. So, what happened? Well, I know.
So
I don't want to give this away.
Just before we went to Montpellier, I'd had a knee operation. I had problems with my meniscus in my left knee. Needed a small operation to tidy it up, clean it out. Off the back of that, I wasn't feeling, things weren't right in myself, mentally, physically. Noticed I had a bit of slurred speech every now and again, this, that, and the other. Anyway, ended up going to see a doctor. Literally went to see a doctor on a Tuesday. He advised me to go to the TIA clinic on a Saturday for
What's TIA?
It's the heart clinic.
Right, okay.
Or stroke clinic, basically.
Okay.
And I went in on the Saturday afternoon, saw some nurses and a doctor, and they had a look at me and they said, look, we can't see anything obvious to say you've got any issues. It could be Bell's palsy.
Oh.
He said, but there's nothing to show that. He said it's going to be a case of just going away and see what happens, and then we'll monitor it, obviously, if anything occurs.
I suppose, yeah.
Went off to work that night, 1 o'clock in the morning. Speech went completely, like lost all speech, like literally could not speak, like it was like, whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah, face dropped on the left-hand side. So luckily, I work with my wife, Caroline.
Yeah.
So she literally threw me in the van and whisked me straight to Trelisk. Straight in A&E. I was seeing they'd done a CAT scan and everything else literally within about 20 minutes of arriving.
That's awesome. That is pretty cool.
I cannot fault the service. They were absolutely outstanding. So anybody criticise the hospital, what's going on?
No.
When they're needed, they're there. Yeah. So anyway, ended up being put in so they did all the tests, put me in a recovery room, and I'm sat in a recovery room and I look up and who do I see wandering past?
Hello, me.
Mike's in there on work.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the hell are you doing here? And I was like, well, this has just happened. They think I might have had a stroke. And he said, right, I'm telling you right now, whatever happens, you are involved with Sealand football.
Yeah.
He said, if you're not playing, you are coaching, but you will be involved. And to be honest, that was one of the most, like, for me, that was life-changing. That one like, little sentence and a hug, big Mikey cuddle. And so, yeah, so that was literally then. I got admitted. I was in hospital for 3 or 4 days. They couldn't trace exactly what the issue was. And then they came back to me and said, look, we think, we don't know what's going on. We're going to monitor you every 6 months. So I went home, and then the next thing I know, I have a couple of different appointments come up. And the first one was from neurology. Right. So it was a video call with a doctor in Plymouth, neurology. So I answered the video call, and he's like, so we're just going to discuss your brain tumour. I was like, excuse me?
Wait, what? You went from stroke to brain tumour?
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I was never told you. I was like, well, no, obviously not.
Oh.
So it turns out while they've done these scans, they found a tumour in my brain. So it's a small tumour in the centre of the brain, down near the stem. And they said, look, we've been monitoring it. Obviously, at this point, I was being monitored every 6 weeks. They said it hasn't changed in size. They said, so where it is, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't take a biopsy because it's too close to the centre of the vein. It's too dangerous.
Crikey.
They said all we can do is monitor it for the time being. If it grows, then we would think about doing a biopsy, but it's not something that we're going to do. So that was the first kind of jinx. But automatically, that was football done, sports done.
Did you think of that though?
Not at that point.
What were you thinking?
I was more thinking, "Fuck, am I going to die?"
Oh, that's fair.
Because I was like, "What when you hear about tumours and stuff, it never ends good, does it?"
That's
99%
fair.
of the time. So anyway, that was ongoing. I then went to saw a couple of different specialists, and they came back that I have something called myasthenia gravis, which is a nervous system issue.
Oh, right,
and
okay.
it was probably something that I've had dormant in my body my entire life.
Oh.
One of the activators for it is in the anaesthetic that you have for operations.
Right.
So when I had my knee operation,
yeah,
it more or less activated it.
It just woke it up.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
So anyway, after they put me on steroids, put me on various tablets, and we've been working ever since, and they've got it under control as far as I don't have the speech issues with the tablets I'm taking. I have to take certain tablets every day, and we're working on reducing the steroid levels down. But the problem is you get so far down, and then you get to the point where it gets a bit fuzzy.
Yeah. So
you have to bring them back up again. So it's this process, and we're working through it.
Okay.
The 2 years on, the tumour has been monitored every 6 months, and it hasn't grown.
Oh, man.
But I was told I couldn't play. That was it. Done and dusted. No more physical contact, whatever. Yeah. So
did that stop? I mean, obviously football, there's ongoing things with CTE. You wear a helmet, but there's still your brain goes. Yeah. Did that also cut out basketball as well?
Literally,
it was just done.
It's an impact sport, and my knee obviously wasn't right.
So I mean,
but I took a decision at that point.
Go on.
I was upset that football ended and basketball ended at that point.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to let that. I wanted one last ride.
Okay.
So anyway, when we decided we were taking Sealands to Vegas last December, when I knew about that,
what a trip!
I reached out to Rob Esquivel from Team Colorado, who knew my situation because I spoke to him all along. I said I want one last ride.
Yeah.
I said I want to get up one more time for Colorado.
I remember when you told me about this.
Yeah.
And I was probably, and I don't know, Caroline was probably the same. I was going, "You what, mate?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
I wanted to end it on my terms.
Okay.
So anyway, I spoke to Rob. He's like, "Yeah, no problem." I said, "I'll get up, even if I just play field goal team. You know what I mean? I'll be quite happy." So anyway, get up, go to practice a day and a half before. Obviously, it would have been 2 days, but the second half of the second day we have Sealand practice. Practice for the first day, half practice the second day. Gene pulls me over. He's like, "Are you going to be all right to play tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, No. "Are you going to be all right to play tomorrow?" I was like,
"This is Gene Esmond."
Yeah, Gene.
What a guy.
Love him.
Turn up on a night out with pickle juice.
One of the most influential coaches. I've learned so much from that guy in the space. The 2 days that I spend with him each year with Colorado, I learn more literally in 2 days than I learned in the season.
That one.
So he said, like, "You're going to be able to play tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go." And he's like, "No, do you want to play?" I was like, "Well, yeah, go on then." So we get to game day, and he's like, "Right, Jeff, I'm going to tell you right now." He said, "I'm going to need you to play some minutes today." I'm like, "Right." I said, "Well, see what happens." So I ended up playing pretty much half a game.
Jesus.
So not a whole half. But
risky.
Yeah. First play for a scrimmage, got knocked on my ass by a guy who played in the XFL.
So first down.
Yeah.
You're there, knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Knowing you've got the tumour, knowing you've got the thing.
Didn't even think about it. Once I was on the field.
I was going to say,
once I was on the field, I was keyed in to just concentrate on what I was doing. I lined up, saw this big Samoan guy opposite me. I thought, "Oh, here we go." Literally come out, and he just came at me like a bullet through a doorway.
How did it feel? I know you put on your ass. How did it feel to be back playing?
Oh my God! Actually, being knocked on my ass was great.
Yeah.
When you get like, right, I'm ready for it now. You fuck it off now. Yeah. So I was ready for it. Then I carried on. I played the rest of the half, and I was quite happy. We won the game. So I went out on a win.
Nice.
We won the Gamblers Bowl, which was great, which I'd won a few times with Colorado before. End of the game, I'm not gonna lie, a bit teary. Counting down the last minute when we were on defense, and I was on the sideline. I was just looking around, taking it all in, enjoying it. Eyes were a little bit. I think there must have been some onions somewhere because they were a bit teary.
Yeah.
So yeah,
not you.
No. And I was like, but literally, I think the fact that we won the game as well.
Yeah.
Kind of
big.
End of the game, hugs and cuddles. We got the trophy, which was lovely. Obviously, Maddie was there, Maddie Magpie, who was the girl that presented the trophy to her dad, Darren, was one of the family members of MLFR,
Oh, nice.
and top bloke, died a few years ago.
Oh.
But she supports us every year,
Okay.
and seeing her lift the trophy and seeing her face and seeing what it meant to her was huge.
So I mean, there's always, like, I describe it as a post-event sort of, like, it's like tinnitus, because it's like the ringing. You can hear it in your ears, you can smell it, you can taste it, but it's done.
Yeah.
How did it? Because I mean, obviously we had our.
Well, I didn't have a chance because literally we got the trophy. I threw my kit off, threw my shorts and
then you were over on our
I was
sideline.
on our sideline.
But
so
once that's done,
it was that after the game.
We sort of stuck around for a bit afterward. I was soaking it all in.
Yeah.
I think obviously I have to pick up all the crap that everyone leaves behind.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a set of shoulder pads and a lid. So we stuck around for a bit, but it goes quiet.
Yeah.
And it's that moment of, like, weird peace.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
To be honest, I was just after the game. I was more concentrated just saying goodbye to everybody because I knew some of the guys I wouldn't see for the Colorado guys who played for the Nationals. I knew I wouldn't see our guys. Everybody sort of dispersed pretty quick, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I knew I'd see some of the guys in the evening because we have a social. We always get together. I was disappointed. I wanted to take my shoulder pads and helmet off and put them at midfield and take a photo, but in all the excitement, I forgot.
Yeah. You don't think of that thing.
No, I was just enjoying the moment, to be honest. It was bittersweet because the fact that we lost. But saying that, I was also incredibly proud that we did it.
Oh, gosh.
Do you know what I mean? The fact that we took a team of 60 guys to Vegas for a game.
Yeah.
You know, the result might not have gone our way, but we did so well.
It was only 30-0.
Yeah, but I don't think the scoreline reflected the game. You know, we were better than 30 points difference. You know,
I thought
don't care
we
which
were.
way you look at it.
I thought I had a grand old time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was there was only a couple of times that when I was playing, it was I would block thin air because the guy who was up here like this would go, and I was like, oh, he's gone then, has he?
Absolutely.
Marvellous. But yeah, it was good. But like I say, it at what point did it hit home that was it?
I think it was the next day.
Still in Vegas.
Yeah, still in Vegas. The next day, just thinking that's it, that's me done now.
Have you still kept your lid and shoulder pads?
I've still got my lid and shoulder pads. I'll keep my lid. I won't get rid of my lid now. That'll be my kind of trophy, kind of. Yeah. When I get my office built, that'll be on the shelf in the office. This is a reminder. And I'll try and get one done for Colorado as well, so I've got one of each on my shelf in the office. I still got all my jerseys. I haven't chucked any of my jerseys out.
Jeez, you must have.
I've got about 40
boxes.
Jerseys.
Yeah, crikey. I thought I had a few, and then I thought, well, all the trips that you've had all the ones as well. So that's done. Vegas is done.
Yep.
You come home, Vanguard. So we've thought, I can't play anymore. I'm going to coach.
Yeah. Well, we've done our affiliate season pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we started this season, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I've really loved being involved with it, and I think I am. You know, that is the way forward for me, is stay involved. I went through a time when I initially got diagnosed, where I stepped away from everything.
Understandable.
And I was like, well, Caroline will tell you, my wife will tell you, I was like a bear with a sore head. I mean, I didn't have an outlet. Beyond all I was doing was working at home. And that wasn't the way to live. I went into a massive spiral mentally.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a good place.
So, I mean, you've done sports, well, since school.
I was 13.
Since you were 13, you've been involved either in basketball, American football, and all that. And then stopped.
Yep.
And like you say, I mean, it's been like a support network for you for that long.
Literally, family. It's a family.
It's true, and that's a lot of people kind of don't get it if they've not been in it, but that's true. I mean, that's the thing that we're trying to convey to the folk out there that are watching is, if you are retiring or coming up to retirement, here's living proof that we all go through that really sort of crap phase. Yeah. So you were miserable, but coaching.
Obviously, you getting me involved with Sealand was a blessing in disguise, because obviously initially I thought play, and then straight into while you're coaching, get involved.
Yep.
Yeah. The likes of Nick Tilbury and Nick Benning, what legends. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They are absolute. Even Drew Paulison got us all involved.
Yeah. What a guy.
And pulled us all together, and that was a great start for it, and that's got us involved. We've got some good people on board since.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the women's team have come on board, and they're all great. They all get involved, which is great.
Yeah, and that's it. Now the Masters are. I don't know. We are.
And the Masters came about from a conversation that we had, obviously.
Jolly and the Beers.
Yeah. And through the Basketball Masters. That's where
Yeah,
it came from.
and that was the thing, is someone said I couldn't do it, so I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a stupid idea. Right then,
Count me in.
do you get the same, because you say you're enjoying Vanguard?
Yes.
Now we're in your first season of that.
Yeah.
Do you get the same buzz? Because I get two. I have three different answers to this. Do you get the same feeling from coaching that you do from playing?
Yes and no. Don't get
Go
me wrong,
on.
when you're playing, it's the physicality, that throwing somebody around for 3 hours. 3 hours of legal violence.
Yeah.
Whereas football, it's all about pulling guys together, making sure they're motivated, making sure they're focused on what they're doing, and then helping them if they're struggling with it, trying to tell them how they can get better, what they can do to improve what they're doing. And I've got a lot of guys, especially with the Vanguard guys, how did I do that series, coach? Right now, I couldn't tell you because I'm watching the game, but afterwards, we'll look at the tape and we'll see what we can help you with. Or if there are certain things that are obvious, you can say, look, you need to work on your footwork. You need to move, keep your feet moving, holding your blocks. A lot of it's basics. A lot of it, when you've been playing the sport a long time,
Yeah.
it's second nature. You just see it.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of like, you just wanted, you said, why aren't you better? Because I could do that.
Yeah.
But now you're like, oh, I have to coach you to do that.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. But yeah, so you're into that, and that's helped you through.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the
obviously the basketball as well. Ross McKenzie, who owns the Plymouth Raiders, who bought the Plymouth Raiders name and restarted the club like 2.5 years ago, reached out to me again. Could I go and help with the tryouts? Yeah, no problem. New head coach Gareth Laws came in, and Gaz is like, right, if you want to be involved, I need some help. Would you like to be an assistant? I was like, absolutely.
Nice.
So that got me involved with the basketball again, and a new team on the rise. Although we're an old team, we're a new team.
Yeah.
Division 3.
Start again.
Started from scratch, new squad, built up from scratch. We've played 2 seasons. We're just about to start a 3rd season, and we're growing bigger and stronger.
Nice. So you feel settled again. You've got.
It's just having that regular outlet. Like, so literally Wednesdays and Sundays. I have 2 days off. Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesday nights I coach basketball in Plymouth, and Sundays is either football or basketball or both.
Fair play.
So 2 days a week around my work, I try and do whatever I can to keep involved, and that's every single week. Which.
Well, yeah. When you were, the bit between, you say you were grumpy and all that. Did you, at any point when you were feeling low, like go to any other organisation? Did you go for counselling? Did you go to anything else like that?
No, I literally, I'm very insular when it comes to that. I keep my emotions to myself. As far as everybody else is, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm very good at just no matter what happens, I'm happy.
But that's true. Just walking into here, I thought I knew some people in Newquay. You are the most recognised person in the whole of Newquay town. We're walking from the car to here. Hi Jeff, hi Jeff, hi Jeff, hi Jeff. Well, that's how people see you. Do you feel like you have to put that on?
No, that is how I am. I'm a natural. I could walk into a brand new venue and meet the manager and introduce myself within an hour, because that's the sort of person I am. I just go in and I can just make contact.
So for you to be miserable between sports,
yeah,
that was
massive.
New. That was weird.
Massive.
But made up. So what's the future hold for you? What does it look like?
Obviously, Sealand goes from strength to strength.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
Kidding.
And that is I'm still obviously with you. I'm heavily on board with that. Vanguard, I'm on board. I'm hoping to do a coaching qualification this year as well. Hopefully push myself to the next level. Same with the basketball. I want to get a coaching qualification with that one as well. That's the problem. Let's focus on the coaching now.
Nice.
Try and keep involved. Try and keep developing the sport that's given me so much. Give back to the sport to help develop it. Yeah. With the basketball, I was doing a lot of refereeing before I retired, as well as playing, because that's a game that's given me 30 years worth of pleasure.
Yeah.
So now it's time for me to start giving back to that game. I was the league chairman. I was refereeing, trying to give back to the league, trying to make the league better and expand what we do. Same with football. It's about giving back and trying to make it grow from strength to strength.
Well, yeah, that's my angle, to just give back and give people the Seahawks and make it fun.
And if we can have some fun along the way, that's what it's about.
Yeah,
and that's where Seahawks are different to regular football. Regular football is focused on winning a championship, whereas Seahawks is about winning games but having some fun along the way.
That's it.
And putting like-minded people in the same room.
That's it. Just have a giggle.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So, down the barrel of the counter, any advice for the folk out there that are either retiring, coming up to retirement, or retired, or thinking about it? Anything you want to say?
It's not the end of your time. There is something for you to do outside of your playing. Focus on what you enjoy. It might not be with football. It might be with anything else. focus on something that you enjoy and try and add something back into it. If you've taken from the game for 30 odd years, what can you give back to the game? What can make the game better for you?
There you go. Straight down the barrel. Love that.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jeffrey. Right. Well, thank you very much
You're
for
very
talking
welcome.
to me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I mean, I talk like I don't talk to you every day anyway, or at least every other day. That's kind of. I mean, I know Crystal's in the background over there, but a massive thanks to Sailors for letting us to do this first ever live interview, because I've done like online stuff, but this has been live. It's kind of weird. We've got these radio mics, that we've given a go. We're filming it on my camera on a tripod, so this is as high tech as it gets for now.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you've been affected by anything that you've heard about today, and you want to reach out, if you want to ask Jeffrey any questions,
feel free.
Fire him some questions in the
Absolutely.
comments, or if you've got any sort of experience of that. And if you are struggling, if you can't get into sport or anything like that, there are kind of companies out there and organisations out there like Samaritan's Mind that can help you. Or if you reach out to any of the Sealand Seahawks,
you are not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. There's plenty of people out there that want to help you out, because it's been sport's been good to us, so it's time to give back to the population, like in general. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Life After the Locker Room. I've been Mike Ireland. You've been
Jeff Garside.
There you go. Big loves, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.
Bye bye.